Hello everyone, and welcome to the first showcase video of Anime Villainous. I am Chaos in the Sky, one of your commentators today, and I am joined by my good friend, Not My Dance. Hello, Not My Dance.
Hello.
Glad to have you. We're also joined by our good friend, Weird Mouse, the creator of Anime Villainous, who's going to give you a little rundown of these two characters for the upcoming Anime Villainous fan project board game that he is headlined. Weird Mouse?
Thank you so much, Chaos. So today we're going to be watching Light Yagami from the anime Death Note go up against Marik Ishtar from Yu-Gi-Oh! Marik is going to be trying to collect these tiles that you see under his deck. There are 3 of them stacked up here. Those are his god cards. He'll need to find and play Yugi, Kaiba, and Ishizu himself in order to attach the god cards to them, and then he will have to defeat those heroes to take them for himself. Opponents who play those heroes won't actually bring the god cards into his territory, so he'll be playing a lot of things from his own Fate deck. Very interesting. Light, meanwhile, simply needs to learn the name of all of the heroes in his Fate deck. He can kill pretty much anyone if he has their name, but unless he gets pretty lucky, it may be a while before we see Light really start to show off how good he is at defeating heroes later on. So that'll be fun too.
All right, so there you have it. Light Yagami from Death Note and Marik Ishtar from Yu-Gi-Oh! It's going to be a great game. Anime Villainous is a fantastic fan project, and I'm very much looking forward to getting to watch this game be played. They're being played by Butterking as Light, one of the QA testers for Annaville, knows the character very well, and the other one is being played by Falchion, another member of the QA team, who also knows Marik very well. So we're in for a real treat to see how they play them out. And I think we're good to start, and I believe Marik will be taking the first turn, so they can go ahead and begin. That's a very little-known tactic. He's actually setting the RNG for his Fate deck by hitting it with the guide.
I've seen that before. I've heard of this.
It's an ancient art that the Jedi wouldn't teach you.
A lot of the characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be pretty dramatic when they play card games.
Absolutely.
It's just in character.
Absolutely. So Marik is going to move straight to Domino City and get himself 3 power so he can play Odeon, Marik's stepbrother, who's very integral to his plans, of course. And by
Strong ally.
Very strong ally, 4 strength, I think one of the strongest in his deck. This allows Marik to add Millennium Rod here to his hand. So Millennium Rod, of course, one of Marik's iconic items, going to be very important for his gameplay. Also going to be discarding some cards he doesn't need very early so that he can dig for more stuff that he'll need. It looks like Butter is going to be taking quite a similar approach, going to Yagami Residence to gain 3 power, and playing another iconic ally for the deck, Misa.
It's really helpful for the first turn just to be able to go to that double play card, especially at the game 3 location. It's very good.
So here we have our first scheme. Scheme is a card type that if you've played Disney Villainous or other Villainous games, you wouldn't have seen before. This scheme is going to just kind of hang out on Marik pretty much forever until Marik triggers it. When he triggers it, it's a little bit like a condition, right? So it'll let Light do something, and then it'll discard itself. In this case, Light will get to reset his hand a little bit here if he gets faded by Marik.
Exactly. And much like conditions, when it's triggered on Marik's turn, Light will get to do it during Marik's turn as a result.
But unlike conditions, which can be triggered by anyone, they can only be played, schemes can only be played to one villain, and it's when that villain triggers it.
Yep.
Exactly. If this were a game with more players, it would only be Marik who could trigger the scheme.
Oh, Marik just found Kaiba. So that Rare Hunter lets him play the top card of his Fate deck, and he got exactly what he wanted.
Yes, so as you see here on Kaiba, you'll notice similar wording on Ishizu and Yugi as well. When Kaiba is played, you may attach Obelisk to him, which means if your opponent plays him, very unlikely for your opponent to do that. So Marik needs to be able to play them himself to get the god cards into his territory so that he can at some point equip Obelisk to him by defeating Kaiba. So that's a very good early draw for Marik.
Marik will need this kind of early luck against Light, too, because Light is pretty scary as a matchup for him. So.
We can see here that
looks like we've seen
is,
the first scheme.
Yep, there's the scheme. So, yeah, he gets to resolve that scheme right away before the Fate action continues. And there we go.
Another absolute classic character. We now have L on the board.
L's not going to do much for a while, but he is probably the biggest stopper for Light in the late game because he is very hard to get rid of.
Not only that, but he's just going to sit there and cover actions for most of Light's game.
For an extended period of time, to say the minimum.
He likes sitting and eating cake, and he's going to sit and eat cake for a lot of this.
Looks like
so we
Misa has made the ideal. Yep.
The first of many times.
Yeah.
So we'll see that take effect later in Light's turns. So Marik's gotten his first Millennium item out. Marik's villain ability makes it where his strength is equal to the number of items he has equipped. So with Millennium Ring, he will be at 1 strength, and as he equips more God cards or the Millennium Rod, he'll gain more strength as a result.
And we'll be seeing potentially right here one of Light's first triggers with his villain ability, where he has name tokens related to each of the 8 heroes inside of his fate deck. Each time each time a hero is played, there is going to be some sort of name token related to them.
Actually, I just want to take a moment to talk about the eyes, what just happened there. So Shinigami Eyes, because Light moved to Misa's location, he then gets to exchange that card for a name. And that's
only
a big part of how Light...
Only because there are no heroes at the location the eyes are at as well.
Precisely. Yep.
Oh, and now we see that Light gets another of his girlfriends out, so now he essentially has a 5-size hand as long as there are no heroes at Kiyomi's location when he ends his turn.
Popular guy.
And we're getting another Fate on Marik, or the first Fate on Marik, actually. You can see with Marik's Fate deck, there are a lot of instances such as Anti-Rule, where it can either be a negative or a positive, depending on who played it. So in this case, Anti-Rule would have been a negative because it was played by Butter.
Marik got lucky again. That Fate was pretty weak against him. Although, there he is. It turns. So Marik, the luck really goes back and forth when you play Marik. You never know how it's going to go. So...
Yeah, because Marik has to search his fate deck as to get those 3 heroes that he needs.
Exactly. Yeah.
So some people watching may be wondering that Light's allies have no strength whatsoever, and these heroes do, and Light has no strength himself. Light's ability allows him, if there are no heroes at his location, to defeat them at the end of his turn with no loss whatsoever, so long as there are no heroes at his location and he has their name token. So at the moment, Aizawa and L cannot be killed by Light's ability because he only has Matsuda's name, which means it's the only person he can kill through that means.
Yeah, precisely. It's like I was saying at the beginning, right? As the game goes on, Light will become actually very scary. But right now, he unless Matsuda gets played, he...
And this is another one of his very key allies, Chief Yagami right here.
Good old dad moving over the heroes for him.
Yeah, that's what my dad does. He whenever I enter the house, he just goes to next door and brings all the heroes there with him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Still haven't seen him. My dad, that is. Back to Domino City for Marik, though.
Yeah, he loves that 3 power. Marik loves getting power up as quick as he can because he's got a lot of expensive cards that are important to play.
Do you know a villain that doesn't want power?
So that was a fun little thing there. Strings actually allowed him to perform that gain 2 action there.
Exactly.
So he paid for himself.
Strings, when played to a different location, can then use a action at that location, which allowed him to get that extra 2
That is a non-fade action, to be specific.
A non-fade action, yes, correct.
Another Paranoid Preparations. Light, paranoid as ever.
He's a very
always
paranoid
prepared.
guy. Ooh, these have been pretty good fates for Marik so far.
Yeah.
So Tombkeeper's Destiny, Marik has to reveal his hand, and since we have Light getting to have control over it, he gets to choose 2 cards to discard, and then chooses any card in Marik's discard pile and put that back into his hand.
Yep, and of course he immediately got rid of an Innocent Facade, which is one of Marik's best means to play from his Fate deck, as well as the Millennium Rod, which is one of Marik's most powerful cards.
Yeah, I was going to say, that Fate action honestly could have been worse, because Tombkeeper's Destiny can hit pretty hard. Getting Millennium Rod with that is pretty bad.
It was quite a good Tombkeeper's Destiny, timing-wise.
Yeah. And you're seeing now why Light is pretty good against Marik, because he's able to Fate quite aggressively, which Marik doesn't like at all.
Does not like in the slightest.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce this guy's name? Ide?
Yeah, I was going to say Ide, right? Or am I don't know.
I don't know. I would say Ide on instinct, but I feel like with Japanese names, you normally see something more often like Ide.
I'm pretty sure it's Ide.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I won't get into it, but when Japanese is romanized, the vowels are actually standardized. A, E, O, U. So it's E-day.
That makes sense. I
Okay.
believe you.
And Shifigami is a
Oh,
Mei, so you don't
moving-
have to move a hero with him.
Exactly, and moving Shifigami without moving a hero there, he's looking to move Ide to where the other heroes are being stacked at the moment, as Light likes to do.
Another
no,
eye. Yep. Which he
lot of eyes.
won't get the name from that eye yet. He has to move to Misa to get it.
Exactly. Misa has now lost her life expectancy twice, so that's going to be rough for her.
It's okay. It can technically never go down to 0. It can get really close.
Really close.
Unless you wait, like, literally 1
Lots
second.
of iconic rare hunters coming out. Bandit Keith, Arcana. Although I guess Bandit Keith is being coerced, but yeah.
And
Well,
Bandit
you know,
Keith is
what
one
else
of the
would he
ones
be
with,
doing?
like, an innate ability, because basically right before you move, you can just choose to do a Vanquish action with him. So that's going to be very beneficial.
Yeah, so putting Bandit Keith at his top fate is a very good move to try and protect it, because he can do an easy Vanquish on any hero placed there.
There's Battle of Wits and Ryuk, 2 big cards. So Battle of Wits will actually play 2 schemes if it's triggered. Meanwhile, Ryuk over here is a huge engine piece. Can just play Shinigami Eyes over and over for light.
And Ryuk, being a Shinigami type, is not considered an ally item or character, especially not character considering the fact he has no strength, as indicated in the bottom left.
This
I don't think he
prevents
has
Light's
any
Fate deck
heroes
from...
here.
Yeah, Light's Fate deck won't be able to interact with Ryuk at all. Is it? Wow. Okay. Little bit of a miss there.
Oh, we're getting another Fate on Light. Oh, there's Mello. I think that's going to be goodbye to Misa, because Mello just discards an ally from his location.
Pretty
Of
hard
course.
hitting
Attached items.
Also takes the eyes as well, of course.
Which the eyes aren't as much of a loss because of Ryuk, but Misa is a great ally. It's hard to lose her.
It makes it pretty rough. Oh, he's fading. I was at the wrong...
Man, Yugi and Ishizu are really hiding in there.
Yeah, they're at
Merrick
the
and
very
Light
bottom.
both just trying to find them.
So is Joey.
Yeah.
He's still in there, too. And Bakura, I think.
I have a feeling, if I can get a little tactical, that the reason Merrick hasn't defeated Kaiba is he's probably waiting for a shadow game, which is a way he can make sure Kaiba won't get played again later.
Exactly. Shadow Game is an equipable item that Marik can put on heroes that when they are then defeated, he gets to put that hero as an item at the bottom of his board. Because otherwise, if the hero is in the discard pile and gets reshuffled or played by tournament bracket, then they can come back out and steal the God card back from Marik even after he's taken it.
Which is a good reason why those heroes have Mei attach the God card, respective God card on them
Exactly.
for that time. One thing as well that I do want to say, because we have the false God card as well that Odeon currently has attached right now, and even though it's not indicated in the bottom left, that does it does have +2 strength to Odeon with it.
Disposable pawns coming out to discard a rare hunter to play that rare hunter again, which is a fun tech you can do with it.
It's a fun tech you see a lot as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Going back over to the Yagami residence, though, for Light.
God of the New World, a single copy card in Light's deck that lets him just play something from his discard pile. Incredibly good. Incredibly strong.
Very helpful.
I'm surprised other than the Shinigami Eyes, Light has a handful of different ways to get name tokens we just haven't been seeing. Oh, he's getting
There
some
we go.
amnesia.
And this is
So
the
this
first
is-
form that we've seen, yeah.
Yeah, this is a great form. So it's going to replace his villain ability with this new ability to perform some covered actions. And we get patient plotting. He's pretty much goading Marik to fate him here, because if Marik doesn't play a hero to his location, he's going to get a name from that for free. And it looks like Marik's going to give it to him.
Oh yeah, Marik is
There's
choosing not
Shadow
to fate.
Game.
He got his
Yep.
Shadow Game. He wants to get Obelisk immediately, which is very fair.
Yep. So he will lose 1 power to that false god card. The backlash, of course, of using it. But that gives him Obelisk, and because Kaiba is shadow gamed, it is safe. There is no way for the Fate deck to get Kaiba back now.
Yes, the Fate deck can't do anything, but there are things that Marik himself could end up doing that would discard Marik, or not Marik, would discard Kaiba back if he so chose.
It's up to Marik, though, very purposefully, not the Fate deck.
Yes.
And this is very, very good as well. So patient plotting actually triggers, I think, before he moves, I believe, which which
Near.
discards itself
Mhm.
and allows him to reveal a random name token.
Yes. Could we actually butter just for a second, if we could stop for a second about amnesia, because Marik doesn't actually have forms. Only Light does, and in this game at least. And this is the only form he has. So Amnesia allows it where once per turn, Marik can perform one non-fate action that is covered by a hero at his location. So that's how he's using Chief Yagami here with the covered move action from Mello to move over Ide and still get to use his play in Fate as well here at the same time.
Yeah. And forms typically have a way that they are discarded as well. So you can see Amnesia says that is when you defeat a hero, discard Amnesia. Now, typically the Light's villain ability allows him to defeat heroes, but he does have other cards inside of his fate deck, inside of his villain deck that are going to allow him to do the same.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we're getting another fate over on Marik here. There's Yugi and Joey, best friends, waiting to come out together as a tag team.
Now, because he's played Yugi, he could just go ahead and not get Slifer. And this puts Marik in the awkward position of having to defeat Yugi and then play him again now.
Yes. Yugi also has his own unique ability where he cannot be targeted by the Millennium Rod, which isn't in play at the moment, or defeated by any effects that Marik may have. So he has to be defeated by vanquishing.
Let's take a moment for Bakura. This is a very interesting card. So Bakura, if he's played by Marik, actually becomes an ally immediately. Probably one of the best things to find other than the God card holders. However, his ability is not ignored, so he does negate that Millennium Ring now as long as he's out.
Indeed, he does. Oh,
Which
and
is
we're
not
going to
be for very long.
An immediate Yugi vanquish with 2 rare hunters in Bakura. Okay.
That's smart. So I was wondering why he wasn't using Bandit Keith right there because of Bandit Keith's ability that just stays on. That was a really smart ability.
And we're going to see Matsuda in an alias. So is he going to play Matsuda or use alias to put back he's going to put back Matsuda's name? Oh, Nier's name. Okay.
That makes sense. If he played Matsuda, he probably would have just died to the Death Note there. So.
Back over to Light, going over to the Yellow Box Warehouse. Power, and what do you play here as Light? Because you really just need to get more of your name tokens out.
Oh, just as planned.
Just as
That's
planned.
good.
All according to Keikaku.
So by using just as planned, he can either trigger a scheme, or in this case, he actually discarded 2 schemes to get a name. And he got Mellow. Unfortunately, because Amnesia is covering his villain ability, he won't be able to defeat Mellow this turn. But he'll have that for later.
Light will remember that. There's a Shizu, the very bottom of the deck.
That was a multi-fate. Yep.
Okay, wait, let's pause on multi-fate. Just to explain what Butter just did right there and why he only revealed 1 card from the top of the Fate deck instead of 2. Because inside of Anime Villainous, fating can work differently, especially in multiplayer games. It very much helps because you can choose to either reveal the top 2 cards of one player's Fate deck or reveal the top card of every other player's deck in order to just choose one of those cards. All the other cards are discarded, same way as a normal Fate action. But you can do that in a 1v1 game just to make sure that you don't reveal too many cards that you don't want to yet. So by only revealing 1 card right here, Butter made a point to not shuffle the discard pile back into the deck. So this was a really smart play.
They both knew Ishizu was that last card because we've seen everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys have these Fate decks and villain decks memorized back to front.
They aren't QA for nothing. They assess every single bit of quality.
They know it all, man. They know it all. Another false god card coming out on the rare hunter there, I believe.
I think so, yeah. Another is that Shadow Game on
Mai? Oh, he's putting it on Mai.
On Mai.
Okay.
He's staying true to the anime because in the anime, that's what Marik did in the finals. He took out Mai in a Shadow Game. You get bonus points if you follow the anime as closely as possible. They mean nothing towards winning, but it makes us feel good.
So
I was going to say I don't speak weeb, but here I am still commentating.
Mello needs to be a little nervous over here. His Light could write his name down at any time. If it weren't for his amnesia, where did I put my pen?
If
what
only
is this book?
Light could remember how to write.
Dude, he just forgot. If anything, I think he just forgot how to kill people.
Yep.
So once again, Amnesia is allowing Butter to use that covered move action to move Chief Yagami over, probably planning to move Mello to the hero stack where everyone's hanging out at Light's apartment as soon as he can.
And also playing a Kira cult scheme over onto Marik as well with that play card. And then I think we still have the Fate action.
Indeed we do. There's Bakura and Yugi again. That's unfortunate for Marik to have Yugi come right back like that.
That's not great for Marik right now.
Yeah, so it may look like Marik is ahead based on his board state, because Light only has 2 names. Marik has a million allies out. But the reality is that Light's fate pressure is actually keeping Marik very much in check right now.
Oh, and we also see the Rare Hunter with the False God card to knock out a Shizu, and we're hoping for a tournament bracket. He did.
There
Oh, and he got it immediately.
Yeah.
Marik can snap back instantly. You never know with this guy.
Exactly. That was smart, too. He waited until he could defeat her and then play her right away. Yeah.
Yes, very good Marik strategy.
A little bit of luck involved there. He might have missed that tournament bracket, but there are 3 in the deck.
Yeah, he probably had, like, what was that? Like a 3 out of 12 chance, 1 out of 4 chance or something like that around there?
Good chunk. And we're looking over at, I think this is another one of Light's girlfriends, I'm assuming.
Yes, exactly.
That's a guy.
Again, I know nothing about the show, but this just seems like another girlfriend.
All people with long hair just look like girlfriends to Not My Dance.
Pretty much.
Oh, another Tomb Keeper's Destiny. All right, so we're going to see Marik's hand revealed once more.
Pretty disruptive. A Millennium Rod again!
Oh, not again!
It is not Marik's destiny to have that rod.
That was on the right of it. So real quick as well, it may look like he only discarded 1 card there, but since there was nothing in his discard pile, it didn't matter which other card that Butter King chose to discard from Falcon's hand, because one of the card from the discard pile has to be returned into Falcon's hand.
Right, so essentially whatever the second discarded card would have been is what Butter chose to put back into his hand.
Mm-hmm. And, Cure Cult was triggered, so he gets to move an ally or Shikigami.
Move Mellow without even having to use Chief Yagami for it.
No, he used Chief Yagami.
Bakura's a good target for this tournament bracket. So we had a Rare Hunter play tournament bracket which played Bakura. Again, because Marik played Bakura, he's an ally. So there you go.
Bakura and Yugi are going to duel again. Are we about to see a challenge played for the first time, I believe? Maybe? We are.
Yeah. What else? Do you want to explain real fast? Yeah. How challenges work?
This challenge is going to... It has an ability, and it has a way to get rid of it. And they all work that way, right? It sits in this little spot. There's 1 challenge per Fate deck. So now Light cannot learn names until he discards a couple of schemes, which he has, and I believe is going to do. With enough misinformation, he will escape from prison.
That's how it works.
Now he's good to go. Yep.
And discarding that Death Note there as well. Okay.
More of a in-game tool. Wouldn't really be that handy this early, I think. That makes sense.
Oh, we're finally seeing Bandit Keith be defeated, or Bandit Keith be used in a Vanquish to defeat Mai here. Getting that top Fate open after ages.
And now Mai is not going to be able to come back as well.
Yep. Although I have a feeling Marik might have plans for her.
I think we might see them any second now, if the card is in his hand that we're all thinking of.
Going over the Pharaoh's Tomb, deciding which card is best right now.
Oh, deciding what to discard, actually. You were completely wrong. He was deciding which cards were the worst right now.
Well, you know what? He was actually also deciding the Rare Hunter.
And there's anti-rule. A lot of villains have a way to gain power. Marik's best power gain card is in his Fate deck.
Isn't that just novel?
Nier can be very disruptive here. Watari wouldn't do it too much because L's already out.
I think we're about to see Mikami switched with one of these heroes.
Yeah, so Nier gets to swap the locations of 2 characters. That includes all of the heroes, allies, and Light himself, actually, as well.
However,
the character is anyone
not
with
the
strength.
Shinigami, though.
Yep. And, so Ide is swapping with Light.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Ability.
Going back over, again, he has Amnesia, which allows him to keep using that top either play a card or move. He gets to choose each turn.
Foolish Nier has been socially manipulated into giving Light Mogi's name.
Why did Nier even know Mogi's name? We don't know, but he did.
We don't know, but Nier did.
He knows all.
Dude, I knew Nier was the god of that show.
Oh, so we're going to see a tournament bracket play out at Hero Hero. Probably Ete, I believe, was the only option. Because so many of the heroes are in Marik's territory right now.
He has a lot of control over the heroes, but back to Domino City, which means I feel like we're going to be at least removing 1 hero from his territory this turn. I don't know why.
Oh, Odeon is back. Is he going to take back the Millennium Rod so that Butter can discard it again?
Yeah, there you go. Millennium Rod, a very good card. One he especially wants with Taya out.
But
Taya
it
has
doesn't
a
matter.
pretty-
He's not going to get it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Look at how loaded the Kaiba craft is right now over there.
It's amusing because what is it? As you mentioned earlier, Mouse, Marik has so much stuff going for him now. He has so many cards inside of his territory that he's controlling. However, Light has so much against him, but I still feel like Light might be in a better position right now.
Yep. So we just saw Shinigami Eyes come out, Chief Yagami moving near. A lot of heroes are in Light's territory. That's not as telling as you might think as how he works, but there's Innocent Facade. Probably not going to play this. That'd be pretty bad. Yeah.
Now, the heart of the cards are not going to be beneficial for Marik here.
Actually, it was good for Marik to get rid of it. He got rid of his challenge.
Ooh,
with
okay,
Innocent
so
Facade.
we see here that Marik is actually going to defeat Ishizu without bothering to do a shadow game, which means that Ishizu can come back out at any time on one of Butter's fates and take Ra back away from him.
Yeah. So to follow on what I was thinking of here with Light, you see like 5 heroes out. That seems horrible for most people, but because of how Light works, he's actually pretty much okay with this. He's able to stack them up out of his way very well while he like waits for names. So he's in a way better position that he seems to be.
And again, he has patient plotting triggering as well, potentially, which is, again, very good.
Well, there goes Millennium Rod to Toonkeeper's Destiny yet again.
There goes the Rod.
I was actually just
these
talking with
days
Falk before
should be
this match, and he was saying, boy, I really don't want Millennium Rod. I would hate if I played that card. So I'm really glad that Butter is really doing a lot of that for him.
So yeah, Marik has a lot of control over his heroes and can actually have a lot of them locked away in his territory. But the downside of that is that his fate effects hit surprisingly hard.
And consistently.
Yep.
Having a smaller fate deck might seem like a good idea until you realize it means your opponent knows what they're going to be getting. Oh, there's...
He replays Odeon with disposable pawns to get it back.
It's my Millennium Rod, and I want it now.
All right. Oh, Light got L's name from patient plotting, because there no hero was played to his location.
We can see that once again, still amnesic, he was able to gain the covered 2 power from Light's apartment there.
And now I do believe that Miyako's in a place in which, or Mikami, sorry, is in a place where now her ability is going to be able to trigger because there are no heroes at her location.
And he learned Aizawa's name from Aizawa with social manipulation.
I think he learned it from L, actually.
You think so?
I thought Nier was telling all the names.
There it is, Millennium Rod.
Finally
let's talk
out.
about this incredible card that is long awaited. So now that he's got this out, Marik can, whatever he wants during his turn, he can pay power equal to someone's strength to turn them into an ally. This doesn't defeat them, so it won't get him a god card, but it also won't trigger Teia's ability.
Which, that's also part of the reason why he did use Bakura right there in that Vanquish action, because like we mentioned earlier, Bakura's ability, whether or not he's an ally or a hero, is still active. So all Millennium items abilities just don't work.
Yes, as we talked...
Arcana's ability is getting him a shadow game here. That's what he's doing.
Yes, I was going to say, as we were talking about that, he used Bakura and Arcana to get rid of Yugi and put him into the discard pile, which allowed him to get a shadow game out of his deck, or discard, I believe, and he chose to take it out of his deck. Probably not one in his discard, I imagine.
Some paranoia.
We do get another name token. Light is at 6 out of 8.
Pretty good. Moving Ryuk to play another Eyes.
Which he gets to play for free because of Mikami's ability.
Correct. Yep. And there's a Shizu. Oh, going from 4 down to 3 items.
Oh, he actually tournament bracketed Yugi back instead. Okay.
I see the logic. Because Ra would still be in rotation.
Right. He wants Slifer out of the board as long as he possibly can.
That makes sense. So the scary thing about Marik now, Marik is very set up. He has 4 strength as a villain because of all these items. And Millennium Rod, Millennium Ring. He's actually doing quite well.
This is going to end up being a pretty close game. We're going to see Odeon and this rare Hunter, after getting an anti-roll for some power, take out Yugi. And then right to fading Light we go.
I think he's deciding, though, if he wants to multi-fate or just a regular fate.
Yes,
here.
He's checking the fate discard to know what other cards he could potentially get. And he went for the normal fate after taking a look.
We haven't seen an accusation get played yet. What it'll do is it actually is going to take a hero and play them to Light's location, which activates their when played ability again. There it is.
How many of Light's girlfriends could Mello possibly kill in this game?
That's what he does. He's the girlfriend killer.
It's his job. He's good at it.
Again, I don't know the show, so Nier knows all and is God in this world, and Mello kills all the girlfriends?
Yes, you've got it to a T.
Okay.
You don't even have to watch it anymore.
There it is. Amnesia's going away because Delete is going to let Light kill Mello. That discards his form. Now he has his villain ability back.
Which means we're going to see
about to start
another death
killing.
at the end of this.
Yep.
Yugi's back
and there
again.
is Yugi with the tournament bracket. Yep.
It's
really
a
well
rough,
slowed down.
It's a rough cycle that Marik has gotten himself in, unfortunately, where Yugi just keeps coming back.
That will trigger trap card.
Yeah.
By the by. Yep. So there it is. Anti-roll. Get some power.
If Falk was really confident, he would have made himself lose 2 power there.
True.
So Light is going to really start defeating people quickly now. Marik is on the clock to win here. He needs to hurry up.
Yugi has lost his 4th duel of the game. I don't understand how he's the king of games still. He's lost so much.
At the last minute, he pulls some BS out and wins.
He has a show named after him. He can always win.
Oh, it's Joey. Is this last card?
Does he play Joey to go for tournament bracket?
That's it has to be.
He is. Oh. There it is. So Joey plays tournament bracket, which plays Yugi.
Let's wait a minute. Let's slow down. Let's slow down the players for a second here. This is a great move. We got to talk about this. So Joey, as a hero, his ability lets you reveal the top card of Marik's Fate deck, whether it's Marik or the opponent who reveals it. If that revealed card is an effect or Marik's challenge, you then get to choose to play that card. So normally, Marik wouldn't want to play Joey because that's a 4-strength hero he has to put up with. But in this case, Falk knew that it would let him use Joey's ability to play tournament bracket to finally get Yugi on the board with Slifer.
Furthermore, because Marik has 4 strength, there it goes. Clashing at the end of a turn, cleaning Joey up.
We have not hit clashing yet. We should probably really specify what that is real fast as well. So each villain has a strength, and as of now, Light has 0, but Marik does currently have 4. Marik has strength equal to the number of items attached to him, as his villain ability states. At the end of your turn, before drawing cards, you enter a phase in which you can clash. Clashing means you can defeat one hero at your location with equal or less strength than your own current strength. You cannot use allies, and you cannot be using a vanquish action at this time. It's not considered the same. Those are 2 distinct things.
Exactly.
That's the long and
he
short
did
of it.
To defeat Joey here.
Yeah. Light doesn't clash, but he has his villain ability, which is kind of his spin on clashing.
Very true.
This game is about to come down to the wire. We see
It's
another
very
battle of Wits
close.
Out. Are we going to see Ryoka move to play a Shinigami Eye, or we're going for the Fate first? All right. On Marik. Hey, it's Joey again. Remember when he was here?
Dude, I feel like that just happened.
Tomb Keeper's Destiny.
There's no Millennium Rod for you to discard this time, Butter.
Shadow Game is a good target. There's a few good things here, yeah.
And the disposable pawns, right? He wants to limit the amount of allies that Marik can get out that are currently in his discard, after he had to use 47 of them to defeat Yugi 3 times.
So as of now, Butter is, at least in my eyes, what I would be doing is Butter's probably trying to search for a way to be able to replay, I believe it's, I don't remember the girl's name, is Shizu, I want to say?
Yes,
yeah,
Shizu is still in the Fate deck, it can take back Ra, yes.
Exactly. Yeah, and that would delay Marik.
Oh, there's Millennium
Rod. Yep.
So Millennium Rod does not defeat the hero. It does very specifically say that, and so Tea's ability is triggered only when defeated.
Yep, we mentioned that earlier, exactly. Yep. And there's Sadistic Glee discarding Tea, who is a former hero, to gain a couple power.
We can also see that Butter killed Ide at the end of his turn, I believe.
Yep. Now look at how different Light's territory looks now that he's started writing names down. Boy, oh boy.
As soon as he remembered that he was an evil megalomaniac, I can say the word, he got straight to it, man. He did not wait.
My mom always told me that writing stuff down in my notebook would help me remember things better, but Light is just proof.
So Accusation plays Aizawa to Light's location, activating Aizawa's ability to move L. There we go. Covering the Fate locations.
Yeah, right now, Marik just really wants to not be tampered with. He really doesn't want to see a Shizu until he can beat Yugi and thus get into Showdown.
Does
these
Marik have a
players,
way to defeat Yugi right now?
he can. I don't know if he can put one together that quickly. Probably not.
What were you about to say before then? My question.
I was going to say these two players are very, very good at Anime Villainous. They've been testing it for a long time, and I think that Marik knows that the way Light's going to win is by fading him and stalling for time, because that's how Light works. The longer this game goes, the more likely Light is to win. So Marik just needs to keep that pressure off so he can
I think that's our first
it.
desperate gambit as well.
That'll get him a name, some power, but
imprisoned.
It plays the top card of the fate deck.
It very specifically says that you reveal the name token, and after the ability is the challenge. So this still does work fine.
Oh, we see. So God of the New World is being used to play a scheme with his other scheme. Oh, no, wait, no, I thought he was getting rid of Imprisoned. I'm mistaken. He's using it to activate Battle of Wits to play 2 schemes?
Yep.
Which so I think he's then discarding to get rid of Imprisoned.
Yep, so just as planned, will trigger Battle of Wits, playing 2 schemes, which he'll discard to remove Imprisoned. That is exactly right.
All right, yeah. Just to make it seem like what I was saying was wrong, Butter did it the funniest way possible, even though he did exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Light is a pretty cerebral character to play. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do.
Not clashing with Joey. He's actually taking Joey with the Millennium Rod and turning him into an ally.
Yep.
Also happened in the anime, so Falk is still on the anime train.
This is such a close game.
I really care about the
Bakura is going to be pretty good there. Very good play by Falk, making sure to Millennium Rod before playing Bakura, by chance.
So complications, I don't even think there's an item. Complications can't even be played because there are no items or schemes that Light has.
So Matsuda is going to move Light to the Fate spot and double stack the top Fate. Again, Marik just desperately does not want Butter to be able to Fate and thus play a Shizu before he can get rid of Yugi again.
And that works. By moving Light to that bottom Fate, he did prevent Light from fading this turn.
But is Light might be able to get the showdown here.
It is possible. He's going to... No, not this turn. He's going to play Paranoid Prep and kill Matsuda. He must not have a card that'll let him learn that last name.
Yeah, so right now Light is only 1 away, and I think before Falk takes his turn, I just wanted to point out, like, they are both in a condition in which they're about to enter Showdown, and I feel like we should probably take a second and talk about the Showdown of this game.
Yes, so in Anime Villainous, you obviously have an objective that you must complete, but the game is not over when the villains complete their objectives. That puts them into Showdown, and once they're in Showdown, they then have to end their turn with no heroes in their territory. The first villain to do this is the winner of the game.
Which does allow for a lot of very fun things, because even if a single hero, I believe as the rules say, a single hero carries the torch, the Light lives on.
That's exactly right. As
Not
an anime
Yagami,
villain,
though.
the protagonists have the power of friendship on their side, and at any time, no matter how close to victory you think you might be, even just one hero can stop you.
That one annoying brat who loves his friends will be like, not today.
I feel like that's legitimately just Naruto.
It's a lot of anime.
Fair.
A lot of anime that may or may not also be shown in this first box.
So in the absence of being able to fate, Light's best course of action here is probably just to try to get that last name any way he can. Unless there's a way for him to get to that fate action under L somehow.
I don't think so. There's no way he can be at that location and play a card. So I don't believe there's anything he can do.
There it is.
Oh, so he's going to get into Showdown.
We're going to get to see Light enter Showdown.
Yeah, when you go into Showdown, you do place that a Showdown token, which covers your objective.
Let's stay on Light for just a sec. So we see that Showdown token over Light's objective. That will never go away, right? So even if Light loses a name and goes down to 7 or 6 names, it doesn't matter. He's in Showdown until the end of the game. And all he needs to do is end his turn with no heroes to win. Unfortunately, I think it's very likely Marik might wrap this up here now.
I believe Marik is about to get the win right from under Light's nose.
Yep.
Yep, a false down card will let him defeat Yugi. There are no heroes in the realm, and Marik is in Showdown.
So he will enter Showdown, yep, and then ending his turn, that's game.
Yeah, some villains have a lot longer of a showdown, but some definitely have a lot shorter. Some it just honestly varies from game to game, and I think
With
both of these
Marik, it
characters are
depends a
very
lot.
similar.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was wow, what a game!
That was an incredible game.
I am surprised. Light usually does pretty well against Marik, but I think early on, getting Kaiba right away and having Light miss some of those early fates was so crucial and gave Marik the
Incredibly
momentum
so.
he needed.
I think Kaiba especially is usually one of the more frustrating ones with his ability that lowers allies' strength. So to get Kaiba just right out the gate and out of the way and not have to worry about him was a very good boon for Marik in this game.
Yeah, I think the best moment was what was it? Joey. Again, we really got to see how Marik was able to use the fate cards to his advantage, with Joey actually allowing him to replay Yugi right there in order to be able to get the last god card that he needed into his territory.
That was an incredible play to get to see in this game.
I personally really enjoyed the justice planned from Light, triggering Battle of Wits to play 2 schemes to discard to get rid of Imprisoned.
Why play a scheme with God of the New World when you can get another card to do all the playing for you?
I love it. It was a lot of plays that what is it? They play one card to do 4 or 5 different things, and they really did a good job showcasing, I think, a lot of the competitive viability of these villains, not just against each other, but inside of the system.
It also cannot be stated enough. This was an incredibly close game. It might have depended on how Light's fate deck would have gone if Marik had been able to fate him another turn or two, but Light is in Showdown, and he can kill Mogi at the end of his next turn. It's just a matter of being able to deal with L.
There's a distinct possibility that he might have actually won in the following turn, because killing 2 heroes, even including L, is not out of the realm of possibility for Light to do in a turn. He has pretty phenomenal killing power. So, yeah,
overall,
this was
just
very close.
An incredible game from our 2 QA people, Butter King, Falk. Thank you very much for giving us this wonderful spectacle to share with the Villainous community as we wait for Annabelle to release this coming December.
Falcon and Butter King are incredible players, incredible QA testers. Butter actually is the QA lead for Anime Villainous. Falcon is one of our 2 QA experts, along with Lark, who couldn't make it today. If you guys want to actually come on in here, I just, three's a crowd, so we had them muted for this. But if you guys want to unmute and just say hi, would not be possible without these dudes.
Hey, how you doing?
That's Falk, for anyone wondering.
Yep.
We only played Marik and
there's Butter.
Joey, who usually is just a problem, saved my life today, so that's
Joey
nice.
may have won the game for you.
What a bro!
He did win.
What an absolute bro!
Yeah.
I think Joey did win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also that Matsuda into Mogi fate locking me for 2 turns.
That was amazing. Yeah, we didn't mention that. The Matsuda moving you to the bottom fate and then Mogi moving you to the bottom fate again.
That was very rough for Light at the end there. The fate deck aligned very unfortunately.
The Millennium Rod, you had to earn that rod, man.
Oh yeah.
I think it was discarded 3, maybe even 4 times.
I want to say
I
4.
swear
Yeah.
at the end you were just playing the rod to make sure I didn't get rid of it.
Look.
Oh man.
At a certain point, it was the rod's always good to get out, but at a certain point, it does become, I just give it to me.
I think the disposable pawns to play Odeon again for 3 power just to play the rod. That was the moment when I could hear you snapped, you were just like, I'm done. I just give it to me. I'm done.
To me.
It wasn't about the Millennium Rod's ability. It wasn't about the +1 strength. It was about the principle of the matter.
It was the principle of it. Yeah.
Amen.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks everyone for doing this. Again, Chaos here, our media guy, amazing, awesome. Thank you. And Not My Dance, he's got the Villainous mod that probably if you're watching this, you've played on Dance's mod. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
And obviously, Weird Mouse has put a lot of time and effort into this game. I think it started working. I think the work started on it in, I want to say, a long time ago. I don't know. And it's very
Since
happy.
the world's been turning.
Honestly,
today,
it feels like
today is over a year from when it was concepted and over 8 months from when I started bringing other people in on the project.
I was going to say, it felt like February approximately when it was, yeah.
when people started like knowing about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of incredible people have been working on this project, and it's finally all coming together, and it is fantastic. I can't wait to get to show people through more videos in the future just how amazing this fan project of Villainous is and how much fun it'll be to play.
Yeah, so if you're not part of the Let's Get Wicked Discord server, that's where a lot of custom Villainous stuff happens. You will find some anime Villainous stuff there, but also, you know, other projects. So come on over. It's a real cool place.
A real cool place indeed. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description, actually, for people who want to join the Let's Get Wicked server. You can find a lot of Villainous content there, both the upcoming anime Villainous and other Villainous properties. But for now, I believe that's the end of this video. Again, thanks to everyone for coming together to make this possible, and I hope all of you watching enjoyed this glimpse into the upcoming anime Villainous fan project. I will have more videos coming up in the near future to showcase more of the game, as well as how-to videos for those of you watching who may be like, how am I supposed to play it? I don't really understand all the rules and whatnot. I have videos coming up for that soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that on the channel. And with all of that said, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the future for more anime Villainous. Until then, farewell.